Stay tuned because next up is David Charles Allen, Village Properties Realtor and host of The Hub. That's Home Ownership Podcast. He's here to tell us what's happening with real estate in Santa Barbara.
Welcome to The Hub. This is David Charles Allen, Realtor at Village Properties in Santa Barbara, California. My great friend and co-host, Patty Teal. How are you doing today, Patty? I'm doing wonderful.
I'm doing great too, David. It's raining here, which feels kind of nice.
That's good. We had a little bit of rain last week, not too much. Looking ahead to sunny skies in the mid to high 70s. We may even get a little bit of rain again, but it's not looking like a lot. We need more rain, that's for sure.
Well, how nice the temperature's back down to what's normal for Santa Barbara.
Yes, we have our 1 or 2 weeks of really high temperatures, and then we're back to normal.
Right.
And then we do have a little bit of leftover swell from that storm we got. So if you're having time to get out there, enjoy the waves, could be some out there.
Nice.
And then in terms of how interest rates have performed, we're at 5.15% for jumbo and 5.875 for conforming. So similar to last week, but slightly up.
Yeah.
No big jumps quite yet.
Right.
And no drops again. So again, really hard to judge what's going to be happening with all this stuff. And then in terms of how the statistics have performed, we had 41 new listings, 20 price changes, 31 that closed, 31 that went pending, 1 expired, and 4 coming soon. So it's great to at least have 40 new listings coming back on. We want it to be closer to 60 or more. But again, the 20 price changes. So you're really seeing people adjust prices quickly if homes aren't selling as fast as they were the last few years.
Yeah, I'm glad to see that there are more new listings. I was a little worried last week. It was looking kind of bleak.
Yeah, like 20 new listings, it's really tough. So 40 is a lot better. And we'll see where it takes us. It's definitely coming into the slow time of year with all the holidays coming up. So we got probably a good month left before everyone kind of takes a break. So we'll see how this next couple weeks perform.
Yeah, I hope that there are a lot of sales out there.
There we go. Any question of the day for me?
Well, David, we've probably covered these topics before, but the news just keeps saying in the last few days, the economy is on a downturn and prices are higher as compared to the amount of money people are making, and that they expect the feds to raise interest rates. And if that does happen, a significant rise in interest rates, how is that likely to affect the housing market? Do people drop their prices? Just explain to our audience how that might play out.
Prices are always reflective of supply and demand. So if there's a lot of supply and little demand, prices go down. If there's a lot of demand, little supply, prices go up. So it's really taking all those other factors and kind of putting them to the side. If the interest rates do go up substantial amount and the economy goes down, you're looking at people that are kind of locked into their homes, because we talked about it before. In the last year or two, a lot of people refinanced at that 3% interest, 3.5%. So if they're going up to 7, 8, 9, 10, whatever they're predicting, then those people are basically locked into their homes. If they sell, they're going to have to start paying more in interest, which could be double their monthly payment. If they have any gains, they have to pay gains, and they also have to pay a higher property tax if they're selling at a higher amount than before. So that limits the supply in that sense. But then on the other side of the coin, you can look at if the economy really goes down too much, people lose their jobs and people can't afford their mortgage, then the supply goes up.
Right. It gets complicated, doesn't it, to try to play out every scenario that could possibly happen.
Yeah. So mostly the case now is supply is going to be limited for a while, it seems, at least in the Santa Barbara market, because of people being locked into those interest rates. A lot of people have cash too that don't care so much.
All right.
That's a big part of the Santa Barbara market as well. So those interest rates hike aren't going to affect them. So then it could mean the interest rates spike. You could see a lot of these larger corporations come and buy up neighborhoods because they have cash on hand. Right. And that puts the normal person out of reach for even purchasing a home. So maybe the interest rates go up, people have to sell their homes, and those big corporations start buying them all in cash. Then the supply gets lower. They hold on to them basically forever. So that supply is gone forever. And then at the same point in time, prices won't go down because they still have demand for the houses available. So it's very tricky. It's kind of like a storm brewing for what's next. I don't know about stop them from kind of doing that. I don't know. It seems interesting, but in a state where it's going, it could be that everyone is like a renter in the future. Some affordability is just not going to be there for a lot of people that live in this country.
Oh, that would make me sad. So I hear what you're saying, but it doesn't affect everybody equally then. For investors, it actually could be a good thing, it sounds like, because prices could drop a little bit. And also, it seems like more and more people are investing in real estate as the stock market has been rather volatile and really had some bad days recently.
Yeah. And the whole thing about investing in real estate is making sure if you're not getting your rent or whatever happens, if there's something happens with the home, that you have enough cash on hand that you can get by paying either your mortgage or your property taxes. But with these larger people that are paying cash, they're only worried about property taxes. So maybe the normal investor has a couple rentals and they have 3 mortgages on each rental. And if they're not getting their rent for some reason, they're going to have to cover 3 mortgages on their own, which is going to be difficult. And then if they have to sell and other people have to sell, then the prices could start going down. To wrap your head around it.
Yeah, there's a lot of little paths you could go down here. But thank you for giving us the bigger picture. Really appreciate that.
Yeah, of course.
And how are your fur babies?
Everyone's doing really great. Loving life. They all love that it's now a little bit of cooler weather. They're all dying in the last couple of weeks. So.
Oh, that's so nice. Well, everybody's good here too. I had a new lawn person come though, and I told them not to do any spraying, but they did spray some Roundup. So now I'm a little freaked out. I worried to let them go out in the yard. So I may have to be very cautious and just walk down the street with them for a while. Are you very familiar with that substance?
Yeah, I don't use it ever. If you have some weeds, just pull them out with your hands. Keep that stuff away from any gardens or even your yard. Yeah, I don't agree with any of it.
No, I wouldn't like to use it. I'm sorry it happened. I wasn't there when he was spraying it, but I do wonder how much they may be exposed just walking around the neighborhood when other people have their beautiful green lawns, but still, it's just something to be careful about.
Yeah, can't be in fear of everything. So if it happens, it happens. They'll be fine. Our bodies are made to kind of release all that toxicity. And I think if it's limited, it's fine. But if you're spraying it every day and inhaling it and then spraying it on your garden bed and then eating the fruit.
Oh, yeah, not good.
That's just a no-no, at least in my book.
Mine too, David. Yeah. Well, thank you so much, David, for the great information today. I really appreciate it.
Sounds good, Patty. Thanks for having me.
Let's give it a go next week.
Let's do it.
Bye.
Bye.